Now, innovation is happening across Africa in many different sectors, from agriculture to banking, education to energy, and in broadcasting. In Uganda, Rootio community radio stations or radio in a bucket are broadcasting without a studio or transmitting tower. VOA's Paul Ndiho tells us more.
9-6.
Humility is what describes Jude Mukundani, a Ugandan software developer and technology enthusiast. He is the inventor of a grassroots community radio station dubbed the Rootio project, or radio in a bucket. Among his peers, he's just a regular guy. In fact, very few people know about his innovation that is creating a buzz on the international scene. Mukundane is part of a young breed of African innovators trying to change Africa's image. His love and passion for technology inspired him to build from scratch a grassroots community radio station.
I'm into technology for the grassroots, and the kinds of projects that I'm working on or that interest me are projects that try to reduce technology to a level where people at the grassroots are able to take it and apply it to their life. One of the projects I worked on was the mobile VRS project, and this was basically enabling people at the grassroots to register newborn babies using just their mobile phones and USSD technology that they're used to. They would send in basic information, and that information would be used to print certificates for newborn babies in real time. And that's been rolled out in Uganda, it's being rolled out in Mozambique. And then that brought me to the Rootio project, which I'm working on at the moment.
Mukundane is part of a talented group of young people tasked to find homegrown solutions for people living in rural villages.
Rootio is a project where we build very small community-based low-power FM radio stations. These radio stations are small enough to fit in a bucket. We've basically taken out all the expensive equipment, but put a mobile phone and an FM transmitter in a bucket, and so that plays audio content that's broadcast out to the communities, and people receive them using their normal radio receivers. They don't need any specialized applications or smartphones. It's the normal radios that they're using at the moment.
Rootio grew out of the recognition that despite the wonders of mobile telephones and the internet, radio is still a vibrant medium in many places across Africa. It is still where most people get the bulk of the information. It doesn't require literacy, a personal device, or much power. It is transmitted free of charge, and it comes built in many of the phones used around the world.
The idea is that these radio stations should be owned by the people who depend a lot on radio, so that they do not feel like they are left out by mainstream radio at the moment.
Technology analysts say Rootio stations are designed to best serve rural citizens and bridge the gap between our communities and the currently available commercial stations, which are located within the business centers, hindering access. Jude Mukundane says the Rootio project has had some successes as well as many challenges.
It was a challenge because we were proposing radio at a scale that the UCC is not used to licensing. Typical radio stations are about 1 kilowatt. Our stations run at a maximum of 25 watts. So that's nothing compared to a typical radio station.
The Uganda Communications Commission recently licensed Rootio community radio stations to run pilots in northern Uganda, up to a radius of about 35 kilometers on flat terrain areas. Paul Ndiho, VOA News.